Hey, good morning. How you doing? It's a fantastic morning to be alive. I got completely caught up in my own thoughts there. I looked down at 6:58. I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to have friends waiting for me online, and apparently I don't. I'm here all by myself. Is the camera up the right way? I'm not sure. Am I upside down? Isaac Smith's here. Isaac, oh, your writing's coming up upside down. That's a bit unfortunate. I'm sorry, Isaac. You just gave a brilliant communion last night. Thanks, man. I'm so sorry that I stuffed your words up. Morning, yeah, it's written morning. Even your exclamation marks are upside down, buddy. But we're going to fix that next time. I promise. I promise. Good morning, Jackie, Gary, Danielle. It's so wonderful to have you with us. And Bonds is here. Just amazing. So I trust that you're really believing for an absolute cracking day. That you're believing that today is going to be a day that God is going to continue to show you, and that we're actually going to be alive to the way that He actually wants to show you how He loves you. He doesn't just want to tell you He loves you. He wants to show you and demonstrate that He is for you and He's not against you. That everything He is doing and speaking, from the scriptures that we read to the challenges that we face, are all about revealing His nature and character to you, and that's actually about increasing and expanding you. So I want to just say right from the outset, happy birthday to the most beautiful Kate Madden. It's so great to have you with us. If you don't know Kate, she is an absolute superstar. We are so grateful that she's part of our family of faith. Her beautiful little boy Remy, her and crazy husband Ben. So happy birthday, Kate. If you know Kate, why don't you go out of your way today and just really say, not just say happy birthday. Why don't you reach inside of your heart and actually go, God, what is it that you want to say to Kate today? Happy birthday is lovely. Yes, I'm thinking about you is great, but why don't you really reach inside of your heart and share something? And just, I'm seeing my mum's come up. Mum had surgery yesterday on a finger. Thank you for praying, but Mum, I'm thinking about you this morning as well, loving you, and hope that your hand's feeling okay, and hope that you're out of hospital real soon. So, all right, love you, Mum. So let's dive in. We say a few things sort of every day. We say you don't need to believe in order to belong. This is a safe space for you to bring in your doubts and your questions and different stages on a faith journey with Jesus. That's absolutely okay. We are growing together. The things which unite us, the things that we can celebrate, the things that we can enjoy, far outweigh the things which we challenge each other with. And iron sharpens iron. Butter doesn't sharpen iron. Iron sharpens iron. So your questions and your thoughts, your wrestles are not a bad thing. I believe that God actually wants a people who will wrestle with Him. Not wrestling Him going why, but wrestling Him saying what's next and how are you revealed in all of that. I think that's absolutely awesome. We love to say that you are loved and you are here for a reason. I mean that on planet Earth. I mean that into the 22nd of April 2020, that you are here for a reason. God has got a plan for your life, and He's got some stuff that He wants to share with you today that's just going to fill your heart with a sense of joy. And part of that, and the bedrock of that, is actually how we develop our belief system, not just change our behaviors. So where the mind goes, the person follows. So yes, we want to be able to apply what we're learning and growing into our physical world, absolutely. But that is not the condition of His love. He already loves you. He can't stop loving you. There's nothing you can do to make Him love you more. There's nothing you can do to make Him love you less. He just wants to go build a belief system around that, and you will be so amazed at how the behaviors follow. If I think I'm trash, if I think I'm rubbish, if I think the day is going to be hopeless and useless, man, my behaviors are going to challenge and follow after that. If I think that I'm no good and just a waste of space, I'm going to be eating chocolate for breakfast. Now, if you're eating chocolate for breakfast because it's a point of celebration, you knock yourself out. But if you're eating chocolate for breakfast because you think that there's no point and you might as well just chuck it all to the wind, we need to change our thinking. I was sharing with a really good friend of mine just last night, and we were talking about how these posts are really upbeat, really positive, but we don't want it to be that sense of life and positivity at the expense of failing to acknowledge the challenge that is before us as a society. We don't want to just go, just like somehow we'll just faithing the problem away. We're absolutely not doing that. We face issues as society, not just in social isolation because of COVID-19, but we have faced those social isolating problems for many years with addiction, with mental health issues, with the breakdown of family value, and so we are facing those. And we want to let you know that, I guess, as from myself and from this church, this community of faith. Not rule obeyers, but stepping out the fullness of life from relationship with Jesus. We want to let you know that we are 100% here for you. And there are so many ways that as this community, one, we can help you, and two, we can actually draw out that help from within you so that you're seeing things about yourself and the gifts within your own home, or that the gifts and the passions and the insights, the wisdom that is in you can actually be used to sow into somebody else's as well. So absolutely there's challenges there. We want to let you know we are 100% here for you at a physical level, but also at a spiritual level. And so while this isn't actually a physical helping hand today, I'm really hoping it's an emotional, spiritual, relational, psychological helping hand today, as we actually go, you know what, the most dangerous position in our planet, both the place of greatest riches on the planet as well as the greatest areas of poverty and drought in our world today, is actually this 6 inches between our ears. That's why Romans tells us, be transformed through the renewing of our mind, not the removal. There's no problem, but the renewing of our mind. It says in Proverbs 23:7, it says this, for as he thinks within himself, so he is. Some of the renderings is, a man thinks in his heart, so he is. This is not the sort of the philosophical, I think, therefore I am, this self-awareness, self-consciousness type of philosophical thought, but this is the Bible actually saying the things that we think about, those are the things that we actually linger on. The Aramaic idiom for that sort of that sense of Aussie colloquial rendering, but from ancient times actually says, well, let me read you this. It says, for as he thinks within himself, so he is. He will grudgingly say, go ahead and eat all you want, but in his heart, he resents the fact that he's paying for the meal. What this basically means is, don't eat with a person who's always focusing on all the negative stuff. It's like he's eating with a hair in his throat, and he can't enjoy the meal. His mind is not with you. Our gift to you today, our encouragement to you today, is to say that, you know what, the way that we shape our thinking is so very, very important. I'd like to encourage you as we go to John 10 is to write this statement: open the gate, I'm coming out. Open the gate, I'm coming out. We've been looking at this sense of John 10, 7 to 11. He says, I am the gate, and everyone who comes to me comes into me, and I give them actually I give them protection from the night. He also says that I am the gate, and you can go out through me, and you're going out into the world. Listen to this. It says, I am the gate. Whoever enters through me will be saved. This definition of saved is preservation or deliverance. It means from harm, ruin, or loss. You come into Jesus and we are preserved from harm, ruin, or loss. That doesn't mean that today is not going to have challenges in it. We can choose to see those challenges as opportunities, but they are challenges nonetheless. But that when we are in Jesus, we are preserved, we are delivered from harm or loss. That's the guarantee that is in Jesus. That's the place that we take up in our thinking, that the greatest gift I actually have is a Father in heaven who loves me. So he says, I am the gate. You come into that, and then out of that place, we flow into fullness. So why don't you say, out of the gate, open the gate, I'm coming out today. It says they will come in and go out and find pasture. We come into Jesus, we are preserved, and then he's not just wanting to call us together into some holy huddle. Come on. He doesn't want us just to call us together just so that we are just all caught up in our own selves and trying to build our doctrine and trying to discipline one another and say, oh, that wasn't very good and that wasn't very nice. No, he's actually saying, you come into me and you are saved so that you can go out from me and live, as we looked last week, live and shine like cities on hills, be salt, be taste enhancers, be preserving agents for a world that is in challenge, and that if we could renew our thinking, we would actually see challenge as opportunity. Not the denial that some of those challenges aren't difficult, not the denial that some of those challenges aren't going to require partnership, not the denial that, we can go, I can do this all by myself, like some 5-year-old trying to get dressed in the morning. I can do it. No, God actually wants to say, I want to do this with you, but this is the pasture, this is the space, this is the life that you get to live in when we are building our belief, not just managing our behavior. So open the gate, I'm coming out. One of the statements, I'm going to try and pick this up again tomorrow too. It's from the New Elevation album. I just so love this statement. Graves become gardens. So I don't know about you, but I would, if I could reach out and type something now, graves become gardens. As we renew our thinking, why don't you write that? Graves become gardens. Thank you, Liz Barney, who's just written, open up the gate, I'm coming out. Liz, would you join me and write, graves are becoming gardens. Graves are becoming gardens. Come on. This is the promise that we actually have. I'm not going to apologize for being an upbeat sort of positive person, because I have taken up my seat in Jesus. I am seated in heavenly places. I have been given the mind of Christ. I get to look upon problem and see them equipped with provision and promise for my profit and for myself. So the graves in themselves are becoming gardens. My time is done. Friends, we want to let you know again how seriously we take the challenge, the issue, and indeed the hardship which is in your world. It could be COVID-19 related, initiated, or it could just be the fact that there's been tough things going on in your head, your heart, your relationships, your sleep for a long time. And there are things that we would love to be able to supply you with, from partnership and friendship to physical abilities to meet those needs, to some, even just some equipping as to some training as to how to move through these things. We are not intended to do life alone. That's why Jesus has called us into himself and then released us out, because he's going, you know what? Each of us needs all of us. And so I get to take up the challenge that God wants me to do in the world, representing him, representing him, and we are all going to see graves become gardens. Can I just pray for you? Father, I thank you for that phenomenal statement. Graves becoming gardens. I so wish I'd coined it, but that's just my pride. But I can grab hold of the truth. I can take up that place in you. I can think like you and speak like you, because you have done so much of that in me, and you're still out working that. Lord God, today for my brothers and sisters, we will see challenge, hardship, and problem from your perspective, not denying their existence, but actually believing that you are, in your wisdom, allowing them to exist with us at the moment, because it's going to be about our benefit, our profit, and about you moving us forward in our identity and growing us up from being babies on milk to meat-eating, truth-speaking, joy-breathing people. I thank you for my brothers and sisters today as they get to go and be your truth and your life. I want to finish just by saying this, graves become gardens. I got this testimony. It might have just been yesterday. It says, Matt, I woke up this morning with a headache, feeling really stodgy. I don't know if anyone can understand that. I said I had to take 2 of my children to get flu shots. My niece and her husband are essential workers and don't have anyone to look after their 2 girls, so they are very full on. So that's 4 kids, 2 with flu shots, that's 4 children in the home. And she said, but during the devotion, I got this feeling of energy. My headache is gone, and I'm ready to do this today. Come on. graves becoming gardens. I just declare over your life that you may have woken up this morning feeling stodgy, or a headache, or an uncertainty as how you're going to take the day on. But I'm telling you, Jesus is for you. He is not against you. And we are here for you as well. So make sure you hit us up and reach out. We want to stand with you today. My time's well and truly gone. Can't wait to see you tonight. Check out Isaac's communion from last night too. It was just incredible. Love you all, and bless you as you go and love somebody. Bye.